Hey Sonia, congratulations on the win. That was dramatic at the end. How do you kind of look at that performance and that winner?
Yeah, I think as you said, it was a dramatic game, lot of emotions. But again, I think the first half we got that goal against. We knew something like that could happen because we were thinking Liverpool was coming and trying to catch us in the transition. They have the quality to do that, so yeah, they just scored the goal in that phase of the game. But again, I think when we conceded the goal, we just stick to our principles. We stayed strong. We tried to score to come back in the game. We did that just before halftime, and I think mentally it was important to score that goal at that moment. And I think in some games sometimes, even at halftime, I told my players we need to stick with the game plan. I think that's the right thing to do today, and keep the belief, go and try until the end.
Is that patience what was key with this Chelsea side, because 2 late goals in either half is crucial timing?
Yeah, I think it's important to just stay patient and to have the belief in this type of games. It's a cup game, so always a special game. I think it's a semi-final, so we are expecting to have a tough game. Liverpool were in a good dynamic, good run, so I think, we were expecting that. And I think if you mentally are able to keep the focus until the end, and in these important moments of the game, you are able to turn things around, I think that's really positive.
And a quick word on Aggie, obviously Chelsea kid, and now she's going to Wembley. She's sent her team to Wembley, and she's never played there before, I think. So, special moment.
Yeah, never record for her. It's been, the last weeks has been really good for her. I think, as I said, Aggie is a really young, talented player. She makes, at the moment, a big impact for the team, creating opportunities, but also scoring goals, giving assists. I think, I was really pleased for her to get minutes with the national team, because I think she's a good moment in her career and in her season. And I think, she had the opportunity to score her first goal also with national team, which is something really important for her, I know. This goal today will bring even more confidence to her, and it's good for the team.
Thank you.
Sonia.
Hi.
Great name, by the way.
Yeah. Best name in the world.
It's alright. I just wanted to ask if there's any frustration on your part. Obviously, Chelsea had so many chances and I think over 50 touches in the box, but they were so limited in terms of shots on target and obviously only scoring 2 goals.
Not frustrated, just I knew Liverpool were coming and fighting hard to win the game, to protect their goal. This is what they did, and they did well. So I was expecting the game to be tight, and for us, I knew it would be difficult to score. We tried until the end. I think, as you said, we created a lot of opportunities. But sometimes as a manager, what is a little bit frustrating is some teams will just wait for you to open your block to transition on yourself. But that's the way it is. You need to be strong, to stay strong defensively, and to just be clinical when you have the opportunity to score. So we talked a lot before the game about having high standards going into these games, ruthless mentality, winning mentality, and this is what I wanted to see from my players. And I think, part of the game we showed that, so it was good.
And also, Sandy Baltimore had a bit of a handful trying to deal with Olivia Smith, and also then setting up the goal at the other end. I just wondered if you could sort of say a word on her performance today.
She had a great performance today. I think she's learning about the league, but also about the good players we have in this league, because she already fought a fight against Caroline, against Man City, which was a hard fight. But she's a really good player. She can really defend well, but also she can attack and deliver some assists for the players, her teammates. So I think it's really nice. She's getting stronger and stronger, and she's able to do both, to defend well, but also to help the team to move forward and to create opportunities in the box. So really nice to have a player like her.
Thank you. Ishan, please.
Hi Sonia, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
You're going to Wembley. I know it's a month away, but how excited are you for that game to potentially play in front of a sold-out Wembley Stadium?
Yeah, I didn't want to talk a lot about it before the game because it's a bit of a superstition as a manager, but yeah, really, really happy. You know, I said before the game, like, this stadium means a lot in the football world. I think everyone knows this stadium. Yeah, big history. I had the opportunity to play semi-finals and the third and fourth place for the Olympics in 2012 as a player, but now I think for the entire club it's a big, huge opportunity to play in that stadium, play a final, be part of that final in Wembley. It's something like, sometimes it only happens once in your life, so you need to be really happy about that, and I think you could see in everyone's face from Chelsea today, staff and player, a lot of smiles and a lot of happiness.
And I wanted to ask you about Aggie Beaver-Jones' versatility. We were speaking to her outside and she said she doesn't care where she plays, she just wants to be on the pitch and help the team. How good is it to, one, have a player that is so versatile that can play so many different positions, but also how good is it to have players with that mentality of, you know, they just want to help the team and they just want to play?
Yeah, I already said I think Aggie has the right mentality, she has the right mindset. I think we had some different conversations through the season where sometimes she was a bit frustrated because she was not starting some games, and I think that's the right mindset. You know, as a player you need to compete to be able to start every game. Sometimes you just need to understand, being in Chelsea with a big squad, you need to be a little bit patient, but she never changed her mind. She was always working from the beginning of the season until now, working hard on the pitch, having the right mentality, always asking for extra work, always asking for what she can improve in her game, depending on what position she's playing on the pitch. So yeah, she had some moments where she was doubting a little bit, but not for that long. And now she's in a really good moment of her season individually, and it's really good.
Yeah, and we saw her play, start at the left wing but then move to centre forward. Do you think she has a best position?
I think you will be really surprised if I answer honestly to that question. I think for her the best position she can play is number 10.
Okay.
But but I still think she has a lot of strengths, quality to play in different other positions up front. But I really see her as a number 10. We didn't have a lot of opportunity to do that this season, but I think she could be a really good number 10.
I can see that she has very good ball control and quick feet, but also another tactical change that you made was bringing off Mayra Ramirez for Nuskin, a midfielder. So can you talk to me about what the thinking was behind that tactical change and what you expected that to do?
Yeah, as you could see, Mayra didn't go on international duties because she felt pain on her Achilles. So yeah, we just kept her. She didn't play the game against West Ham before the international break, so it was the opportunity for us to keep her and for her to do some treatment, which I think was really positive for her. I think yeah, she built up a little bit in terms of fitness the second week, but she didn't have 90 minutes. So I think it was part of the plan for her to play 60 minutes on the game today, depending on the scenario of the game, and to be able to play in the next game maybe 90 minutes.
Kit, next please.
Hi Sonia, you talked a little bit about maybe some of the challenges you had against Liverpool, the way Liverpool set up today, and I guess it wasn't a perfect performance despite getting the win, but does I suppose how you get the win matter less at this stage of the season than say back at the start of the season when maybe you're looking a bit more at performance? How does the balance maybe shift between those two?
Yeah, I think it changed a lot, just because when you get to this moment of the season, you don't really get time with your team to work on your game model, your game plan. So you expect from what you worked before in the pre-season, beginning of the season, the players understand what you are trying to achieve on the pitch, and they are still able to achieve in this moment of the season. But you know, when you had this crazy block in March, playing every 3 days, the most important thing is just for them to rest and to get treatment, to be fresh for the other game. You try to give them the game plan, works on tactics, the match day -1, but you can't really work really hard the way you want. So after this international break, going into this game, especially playing on a Saturday, some players just got to the club on Thursday or even Thursday evening. So you don't really have time to work with them. So it's a quick turnaround. You need to make sure we just execute the game plan. You need to be clear with your players from what you expect from them on the pitch. But the most important thing is to make sure you win the game. And I think in this part of the season, that's the most important and decisive moment in the season. And you need to win the games, no matter the performance. But as a manager, again, being in Chelsea, my expectations are to be able to perform, to get a good result. So when it's the case, I'm really happy. Sometimes when you don't perform the way you want to, but you win the game, that's the most important.
And can I just ask you about an incident that happened just before half time where it looked like Olivia Smith took an elbow from Erin Cuthbert, and it went unpunished. Just what were your views on that incident and that decision?
Sorry, which one? I didn't pay attention
It
to
was
that.
just before half time
Yeah.
when Olivia Smith went down after taking an elbow from Erin Cuthbert.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm being
fine.
honest, yeah, I didn't see that, but maybe I need to rewatch the game.
That's fine.
Yeah, so sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, maybe I'll see next week.
Yeah, ask me the question, next, because I will review the game, but I don't have this in mind, so
I think you should be wearing kids' glasses.
yeah, maybe we didn't see the same, but I will tell you after reviewing the game. But I'm being honest, I didn't see that.
Sorry, Sandra?
Sonia, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Just following on from some of what you're saying, that in terms of getting victories no matter what, how important is this in terms of momentum for what you're having to, what Chelsea have to do, you the players have to do this month, particularly as it's come so close following the international break?
Yeah, as I said, I think it's really important for the confidence. You know, we have a game to prepare next week, big games coming. We are going to play in the next week the biggest teams in Europe. So the best way to prepare that games is to win, for the confidence and the momentum to go into that games. So I think, that's really important to just be able in these hard games just to win and get the confidence out of the win.
Lots been said obviously about Aggie Beever-Jones grabbing that great winning goal, but then obviously Cuthbert showing the tenacity, paving the way for the fight back, I suppose. I mean, how important is it with obviously rising stars like Aggie Beever-Jones coming through, but then to have that experience with someone like Cuthbert and Bright doing the usual for Chelsea?
We talked after the West Ham game about my decision to bring these two players out of the game and the impact it made in the team. So I think when you look at West Ham, when I made that decision, my priority was to protect them because I knew it was important for them to be available for the end of the season. And I know that's a difficult decision, but sometimes you need to think ahead for the future and make that decision to make sure you have these players for the big games. So again, both of them, Millie, Erin, they are brilliant leaders in the team. They just bring the right mentality into the team. So when you have them on the pitch, that's so much easier.
Ellie, thank you for waiting.
Hi, sorry.
It's all right. You said before the game that you wanted your players to come back from that withdrawal before the break and show the best versions of themselves today. Do you feel like you're still waiting for that?
No, I think today they fought really hard and they give everything they had in the legs. So I think, probably sometimes we could have played a little bit better. But I think, sometimes, they just put all the energy on the pitch. And that's what I expect. You know, as a manager, I always tell my players, I can be really upset when they don't go into the pitch with the right mentality, fighting hard, working hard for the team, individually for the team. But sometimes as players, you try so hard, but we make mistakes. And that's fine. They are humans. And I will always be supporting them when they will make mistakes because I know they have the right mentality. So that's really important for me to see first their mentality. And when sometimes they are trying so hard and they don't succeed, I will always be supporting them because I know I was a player and I know how difficult it is sometimes.
Just I know you've spoken a lot about mentality, but after Erin scored that goal, I know it was kind of deep in stoppage time in the first half, but she didn't really celebrate. She just ran. It was almost like she ran back and wanted just trying to go straight for another one. Is that kind of the mentality, the belief you've got once you score one, you feel like you can go and get an goal?
Yeah, I think every game we want to win. We knew it was important to tie the game and come back to 1-1, but it was not the main goal for us. So yeah, really important to score and be back in the game, but we wanted to win. So this behavior just show what mentality do we have as a team. Thank you.
David, thank you.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
A result empire, as we say. Just want to talk a bit more about Sandy Baltimore, because she got an assist for the winning goal. You know, she scored, you know, in one of the City games as well in the Champions League. Are we starting to see the emergence of what Sandy Baltimore is really like as a player, not only defensively but offensively, most importantly as well?
I would say I'm not starting to see her talent on the pitch. She's showing her talent since a few weeks, and she's having a big impact for the team. I know in that left position, different players are competing for that position. But I think if Sandy is starting in that position, it's because for me she's really performing and helping the team to perform. So yeah, I think for me, when you look at all the season, she's making a big impact for the team and in that position. And that's good because I know she can play left winger. She played that position in the last international break with the national team in France, and she was successful. She scored also in that position. But I think, here in the league, I think I already said she's able to hold the ball under pressure, and especially when the other team is coming high, pressuring you, she's really precious on the way we want to build up and we want to move forward on the pitch. So yeah, she's having success, and for me it's not only the last previous weeks, it's been almost from the beginning of the season.
And obviously, quickly on Aggie Beaver-Jones as well, another, you know, Chelsea, you know, youth graduate as well. There's been, obviously, you know, she's getting applauded for getting the winning goal and everything. Do you think Aggie Beaver-Jones is an example to all the young players coming through the youth system of Chelsea, that if they have, you know, perhaps have aspirations and dreams to play for Chelsea and to be in that first team, or even the players who've just broken through in the first team, that they can sort of reach the heights that she's reaching at the moment, or maybe even more?
Yeah, I think we use Aggie as the perfect example for the young players to believe in their dream, especially for her coming from the academy. I think that's the perfect example for our young players who are working right now in the academy, but even the youngest ones. I think, she, as I said, she's a really young, talented player. She works hard. She has the right mentality. She's the perfect example for us. Sometimes, you know, setting the example is even more important than saying words. So I think Aggie is the perfect example for us. We don't have to speak. We just look at her on the pitch and see how she performs. That's the best thing we can do to motivate the young players to achieve their goals.
And we got your chocolate for winning the
Oh.
Subway's League Cup final as well, so we've got that for you. So I haven't forgotten.
Cool. I'm a big chocolate fan, so Easter is coming, so thank you so much for that.
No worries, finish.
I'm even more happy with the chocolate than with both.
That's your congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Was there a hand over here? Yeah,
Can I
sure.
just ask
Sorry,
something
Tim.
about, you speak about wanting to win every game, you've won so many games this season. This is obviously another important one. You can hear music from the changing room there, the players are clearly enjoying it. Are you able to enjoy it and be in the moment, or are you already thinking ahead? Do you give yourself that time?
I think it's a little bit different now because we had the international break, and during that time I really prepared the end of the season, so I'm already ahead of almost every game until the end. So what is difficult sometimes, you need to keep your main focus on the game today, but also we already know what we need to do against Barcelona. So because we had the international break, it was the good time for me to do that. So the players will have 2 days off because we only play next Sunday, and I will enjoy, more than sometimes,
We'll finish with Tim. Thanks.
Sonia, it felt significant that Guro returned today. She only played a few minutes just as a sub, of course, but is she going to be important in your plans in the last few weeks, or is she still so lacking game time that she's really only got brief prospects of of making appearances in the next couple of weeks?
No, I think as you could see, LJ got injured in the international break with England, so Guro can play in that position where LJ was playing before she injured herself. I think Guro has a lot of experience. On the game she was playing with us before, she made big impacts, scoring goals, being really smart with the ball. So I think it's a good timing for us to have her back.
Fantastic crosser, of course.
Exactly. Fantastic left-footed.
So is she a possible starter in the next week or two?
Could be. I think she has experience enough to be fit to start the game next week. So yeah, it could be an option.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a nice weekend. Thank you.